100,000 people wishlisted this cozy game. Just a handful showed up. What happened? Okay, 100,000 people wishlisted this? That's gotta be like some moms and girls. Hey, stop doing that. Stop! A few days ago, a very cozy indie game launched on Steam, Urban Jungle. Let's look at this, guys. Urban Jungle. Is this his game, maybe? Okay, well, Urban Jungle is a terrible name already. Because Urban Jungle, it shows up an actual place on planet Earth. So that's a terrible name because it's not... No, you have to do Steam. Terrible game. Name. Sorry, not game. Name. Terrible name. Well, 170 positive reviews? Hey, man, like 21st March? That's not that bad. Seems like it's ramp... No, it's not ramping. It's actually going down. JK, I lied. What do you mean 100 people showed up? 200 people showed up. You're lying. Huh? But it's going down now. And what about the people? What do they say about the game? I usually always like to look at the reviews first. Very chill unpacking game. 4 hours played. That's decent. It took me about 4 hours to 100% it with all the achievements. Definitely worth those 10 euros. Wait, so he has 4 hours of playtime in the game? And that's 10 euros? Bro, I can get to 4 hours really quickly, bro. What are you talking about? Really? Okay, let's get a look at a negative review. 5 hours on the game. Cute game, but it's way too short for me to be able to recommend at this point. Will change if more is added to the story. Okay, yeah, I thought so. I feel it's a bit short. But otherwise, hey, most people like the game. Do we not have any negative reviews? This wasn't for me, which is wild because this is highly anticipated for me and I didn't feel I got what I expected. I loved... Wait. Oh my god, that's long. I loved unpacking and I love plans. The art style is really cute and I enjoyed the overall vibes of the game. What I didn't enjoy was the complete lack of challenge. It was very easy to progress the game. I didn't feel like I had any difficulty plans needed. You wanted to even more things out, blah, 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 blah. I think it's where the game really failed. By not restricting where I could put plans. Also, basically, so for example, in our house, where we live, like it's an apartment, not a house. Where we live, plants die. Essentially. They dead. Because there's no sunlight coming in here. In winter, I get so pale that I'm whiter than white. And it's bad. He said plant unpacking. He said by restricting where I can put plants. That's what he's saying here. I found it incredibly easy to make things look messy, but easily complete the objectives. You couldn't move everything, but you could place anything that you were able to pick up. Okay, so this guy played not for a long time. Okay, let's look at the only negative reviews. Where's that? Negative only. Let's see. Oh, I hate this. You can't read these. Cute game, it's way too short. So only 5 negative reviews. That's not bad. They all played for a short time. Pros, it looks okay, to be honest. I found out about the game by chance. Someone in chat mentioned a flop with 100,000 wish lists and out of course. And of course I got curious. How could that happen? Spoiler, I still don't fully understand, but I've gathered some thoughts and observations. It's just a subjective take. I'm not affiliated with the devs in any way. As an indie dev myself. Me too, bro. Hello. Though, it's hard to not get anxious when I see a launch like this. The game had only 42 positive reviews on day 1. Now 5 days later, it's 151. That's good, by the way. Very positive overall, but still for a game with that many wish lists. Well, if we compare this with Jonas Tyrola, that's low for sure. Because Jonas Tyrola he had about, I think, 60,000 wish lists on Will You Snail, and he has way more reviews on Steam. So yeah, where the wish lists came from. Okay, here's what I found. The wish lists came from In an interview, the dev said the first wave of wishlists came from a viral tweet by a Japanese Twitter account. Well, why don't you link that tweet? I don't understand these people. Are you not allowed to link stuff on Steam? On Reddit, guys? What's happening here? Are you not allowed to do that? So then why don't the... yeah, but he's supposed to link... Like, I would want him to link the tweet here so we can inspect this. Now I have to figure out the tweet, Japanese Twitter account. Like, I have no idea. Of course you are, but this is for information. This is not to link your own stuff, bro. The first demo on Steam brought around 9,000 wishlists and about 2,000 people actually played it. Wait, what? Really? Urban Jungle Steam demo. Demo on Steam. Let's see. He's lying. He is lying. What do you mean 2,000 people? So what he's saying is that the overall player count over time is 2,000. So basically over time people played the demo. That number was 2,000. Did you watch Prime's 7-day vibe coding tower defense jam? I didn't watch it yet. I want to play the game first. But I will watch it in the future, yeah. Okay. Okay. In February, the demo landed on the top puzzle games on Steam and stayed there for a while, bringing even more traffic. The main traffic sources were Steam itself, Twitter, mostly the Screenshot Saturday, and Reddit without blatant self-promo. They also mentioned following advice from Chris Zaworski's, that's the guy we read articles from, by the way, marketing materials. What might have worked against the game at launch? Urban Jungle launched the day after the Steam Spring Sale ended. Players said, oh, these guys are dumb. Yeah, people spend so much money on games for like, they spend $5 here, $2 here, $3 there. And then why couldn't they have done this any better? Players had already spent money, yeah, true. It came out on the same day as Assassin's Creed Shadow. Hey, but that's a good thing. If you're Yasuke Simulator, then that's a good thing. Yeah, 1,400 reviews. 50 players online. Yeah, we need to play that game too. That's amazing. Game of the year. It is, yeah, 100%. This guy is smart. They also launched after Spring Sale. Yeah, that's said before here. It seems there wasn't it seems there wasn't a wide influencer or press outreach. In the interview, the dev said they reached out to a few bloggers, but didn't get many responses. Why don't you reach out to YouTubers, you guys? Like, that's what you should do. I have a really cool story here. Let me open it up though. Where's the Miglorn dev? Let me find him. I reached out to him the other day. He's probably... yeah, he's here. Thank you very much for the art, by the way. He sent me some art for a screenshot, for a YouTube picture. Here. You guys remember this game. It's a reasonably successful game on Steam. I'll show you. It's very interesting. Let's go over here. Miglorn Steam. This game has 39 positive reviews for a first game for an indie developer that is completely unknown. That's decent. And so what he did is he compiled a document of data for the Steam. And this is what happened. He released the game, then random coverage of the demo, Steam Next Fest, and release. I think this is a demo release or something. Probably the demo release, and then that's the actual release of the game. And this is crazy, by the way, here. This is crazy. And he compiled a bunch of stuff, a bunch of data, and this is what happened. He sent 50 emails to creators on YouTube, and 6 people actually played the game. One of them being Real Civil Engineer. Where is he? Or maybe he didn't put it here. Lucky coverage. Yeah, he got lucky by... Where's Real Civil Engineer? Oh, so that came later then? Where's that? Real Civil Engineer Migelorn. There we go. This guy played his game. Here we go. And it got 276,000 views. I got lucky here. But yeah, reaching out to people on your own, 50 creators and the return of 6 videos, and then you look at the views of the videos, that's over 100,000 views. Easily. That's good. And these are all different disconnected audiences. So you bring in a lot of people from that too. And they basically did it for free. He didn't send... He sent them... Then he sent them the key to the game. So basically you lose the sale there, but you gain much more. Basically you didn't pay them. So yeah. You should probably... They should have probably done this more. They can still do it. That's the thing. It's never too late to do this. You can still do this right now. So it's not a big deal in my book. Release time was about 10 AM UTC, great for Europe and Japan, but not so much for the US, where it was 6 AM. Okay, you guys think this is important, this number here? Can you send the link to that PDF file, Cakez? I would have to ask Woozy Wizard if I can provide it to you. I don't think it matters at all, to be honest. I don't think so either. He also played your game, I heard. Real Civil Engineer didn't play my game, no. I have not seen the Game Maker's Toolkit game, no. They just priced the drone lower price and lots of people would have bought. Yeah, you can say that. Like, you can say that from the outside to another indie game developer, saying they should have priced it lower. But you have to realize that you also need to earn money from your game, especially if you're a team. So it's not as simple as, oh, just price it lower. Because if you price it lower, the lower price could result in actual lower revenue for yourself. You have to be very careful with that. Let's see, Urban Jungle. And for me, my take is that Urban Jungle is a terrible name for a game because, well, when you Google that, it will never show up the game at all. It's here, like way too far down. And so they have to pay Google to be up there at the top, which sucks. I think, well, it's actually 12. They should have probably priced it 10. You guys are right, yeah. It's a little bit too much. I thought it was 10, but it's actually 12. I think 10 would have been better, especially if we only have 4 hours of content. $9.99 or $9.59, the way it is right now, just does so much more psychologically to you than $11.99. Because it's just 3 numbers instead of 4. So it does a lot. Numbers do a lot when it comes to this. Maybe 5? No, I think $9.99 or $9.95 would have done much better. There's no way I would ever pay 12 euros for a click to plant plants, place plant simulator. Anyways, I've not heard about Miskiv's game, no. I had it in community, it did really bad. We can look at it in a second, but I have not heard about the game, no. Okay, well, I don't think this matters at all, to be honest. There were posts on release day from both the developers and publishers on social media, but not much of a lead up. No countdowns. Wishlist purchases. I don't think this matters either. Well, it does on the first release bump, but that can happen later too. What is the game called again? I want to see how much it is in pounds. The game is called Urban Jungle. Urban Jungle. That's what it's called. Mr. Eisen. Okay, here's one more thing I'm still thinking about. The game has lots of wish lists thanks to the Japanese Twitter audience, but there are almost no Japanese reviews. Maybe it's A like culture at work. Wishlist now, buy never. Difficult to say. Overall, my impression... Maybe this is basically the stuff that Jonas Tyrola was talking about, where he did a lot of marketing for his Will You Snail game, but it didn't result in many actual players, even though the game had 60,000 wishlists. So you can think of it like wishlist inflation, where the number of wishlists is not the actual number that people would actually buy the game, but they support you in your endeavors because they think you are a small indie developer and you're just trying to make ends meet. It's inflated. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. That is a huge part that this guy doesn't go into. I think that's what it is. Overall, my impression is that the team did everything with care and honesty. I think they did, yeah. They just ended up launching at a really rough moment. Yeah, that too. And I hope they still can reach out to YouTubers. I'd love to see how close, far off my guesses are. What do you think? Oh, let's see. What do the people think? Flop with 100,000 wish list, 151 reviews suggests something like 6,000 sales, which is like a 6% conversion rate. Doesn't seem too bad. I've heard about some games having only a 2% conversion rate. Guys, what do you think the conversion rate for our game will be? 1%? Or will it be 100%? Because every wishlist that I farmed is an actual wishlist. It will never release. You're wrong. You are so wrong. It's ridiculous. Minus 5% due to... Okay, bro. I'm also not 100% sure if it was 100,000 wishlist before release or something 100% received during the release window. 6% isn't terrible. I've heard similar numbers too, but according to an interview that was recorded last few days before, the devs already mentioned hitting 1,000 wishlist, 100,000. Okay, I'm not sure either way, blah blah. 1 week after release, a game I'm working on was at 4.8%. It was unpopular and upcoming. I think that the game, when you compare this to the demo... Why do I keep... Oh, the demo's here. When you compare this to the demo, the game actually looks okay. Click on this. In terms of player numbers. It's much more than the demo. And the demo has seen a huge amount of traction here too. From the release of the game. Release is just hype, like opening weekend on movies. Yeah. A good game gains players over a long time, not just release. Well, you can say that, right? Let's see, Terraria. I would call Terraria a good game. Does it gain... there we go. Does it gain players over time, or is it actually falling down? Click on it! It's flatlining a bit. It's difficult to say. It's about stable. 30,000. It's a little bit less now. You can't really say that with every game. There are some games that gain players, but there are also some games... Like Terraria has a 1.4 million reviews. So the amount of players that Terraria has gotten over time is actually more than Stardew Valley, but Stardew Valley is gaining. So, by your definition, Stardew Valley would be a good game, and Stardew Valley and Terraria would be stagnation. Which I don't agree with. Oh my god, this guy is crazy. Holy moly. Let's make this larger. No, wait, can you not? Oh, I hate that. You need to do max. Yeah, like this. So it actually has more players right now. That's crazy, by the way. Than Terraria. 800,000. Man, every time I look at this page, it's like 100,000 reviews added to the review count. Bro, the first time I looked at Stardew Valley when we first started streaming, I think it was like 400,000 reviews. Stardew Valley is terrible. Why do people play it? Ah, okay, bro. That's the guy that never released the game saying that. That's like me saying the game is terrible. What you talking about, bro? The game is so good. Look, hey, TCAP, look at this. Wait, where's this? 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 Wait, Here. Just look at this image, man. Bruh. This looks amazing. Okay, what you talking about, bro? I released 2 games, Cakez. Stardew Valley is terrible. Okay, bro. We're gonna play your other game. But yeah, anyways, let's see a little bit more. At this point, I'm starting to think the issue wasn't the game. It was with my expectations. What do you think at launch is like actually pretty good for a cozy game? I think the launch is okay. It's not crazy, but it's okay. Decent launch. I have data fresh to compare and it's okay. They will end the month with a few how... They will end the month with a few... They will end the month with few hundreds, thousands USD on account. This guy can't type. Crucial growth. Early metrics are reached on Steam. Now just pressing to 1,000 wish lists and keeping positive reviews. Man, this guy needs to like, bro. Okay. Okay. Maybe the genre is a factor. No, wishlists usually indicate interest in the game. So for me, the genre is a factor. Very low wishlist counts. Seems to be normal in this genre, unless you have a game like Bloons. It's gonna take you all day to get the server working. You better start now, Cakez. Yeah, we are about to start. I wanted to spend like 30 minutes on this. But yeah, I still think the game is decent. Maybe they need to private the demo now at this point, because the demo gains a lot of traction. Maybe it's actually deterring players. Just a thought in my mind. Maybe the demo is causing people not to buy the game. Sorry, where is it? Of course, where is it? Document expired, of course. I think it might actually be the demo causing people to not play too. I could be wrong here, but hey, maybe that's it. Anyways, this is the article, guys, if you want to read it yourself or bookmark it. Very interesting.